So I've been kind of talking about some smaller market teams as of late. We've been talking about the Pelicans, the Trailblazers, the Hornets, and today I'm going to continue that trend. We're going to be talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves and how they may be facing a big decision to make sooner rather than later. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? I hope you guys are enjoying your day. You guys should be seeing this on Wednesday, November 10th. So I hope you are enjoying your hump day. And yeah, we're going to be talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team that last year people had high aspirations for them. And I guess I could say I was correct on the Timberwolves. I did not think that they were going to be a playoff team. I thought they were going to be one of the worst teams in the league. And yes, they were, but they picked it up in the second half, especially when Karl-Anthony Towns came back from his injury. And obviously he had a very tough year, so we weren't really going to put that season on Karl-Anthony Towns. Anthony Edwards struggled in the first half of the year. He came through in the second half, coming runner-up in Rookie of the Year. Jaden McDaniels played a little bit better. And this year, they're not off to the greatest start. At the moment I'm recording this, they are 3-6. They've had some bad losses so far, losing to the Clippers by 20 at home. Losing to the Orlando Magic, one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the league, by 18 at home. They currently have given the Pelicans their only win, losing 107-98 at home as well. I think it's safe to say that the Timberwolves are not as scary or maybe as lethal as we were going to think they were at the start of the year. Now, I still predicted that the Timberwolves pretty much weren't going to make the playoffs. There was a possibility where they could have been making the playing tournament. But like I mentioned in the Blazers video, like I mentioned in the Pelicans video, the Western Conference is very competitive, especially when you're looking at the 7 to 10 seeds in that play-in tournament, because we've kind of seen how this season has started, where the Golden State Warriors have been exceeding expectations. They're up there. They're gonna, looks like, get a nice playoff spot locked in. You're going to have the Jazz. You're going to have the Mavericks, the Suns. The Lakers are going to get their shit together. You know that they're not going to be playing this poorly throughout the year. The Nuggets will be just fine, and they're eventually going to get back Jamal Murray. You would think the Clippers are playing pretty solid, and they might get Kawhi back eventually. So those are 8 teams right there, right? So you got 2 more that are pretty much going to take, I think, the play-in tournament spots at 9 and 10, or just in some type of way. So you have Portland. They should be better once Damian Lillard gets his shit together. You have the Sacramento Kings. Hey, Harrison Barnes playing well, and De'Aaron Fox has not been playing well either. Like Damian Lillard, he needs to get his shit together. And then you pretty much have like the Minnesota Timberwolves. You'll have the Pelicans when Zion and Brandon Ingram are fully healthy again. I think like the Spurs, Thunder, and Rockets aren't going to be in this conversation come December or January pretty much. Now, there's been 2 main things for the Timberwolves so far. DAngelo Russell and Malik Beasley haven't been very good at all on offense. They've been pretty much, I've been using the word twice already, shit. They've been utter shit for them so far. And a couple years ago, I was a big advocate for how DAngelo Russell and Zach LaVine are more like floor raisers. They're not ceiling raisers. I think they're a little bit overrated. Zach LaVine has proven me wrong because he's been better over the recent years, and he's been becoming a very efficient scorer, being able to do it a little bit on both sides of the ball. Still not a great defender, but he uses his athleticism and his transition ability where, you know what, we can live with his defensive liabilities. But DAngelo Russell, we really can. Now, he led that Nets team to the playoffs couple years ago, back in 2019. They still had a below average league offense. They were 40-42. They wouldn't even have sniffed the playoffs in the Western Conference. And people were like, all right, D'Lo's really good. And that's what I was saying. He's not really good. He's very overrated, and he is not off to a good start. And I think he will be better because there's no chance that he's going to be shooting 37% from the field and 32% from 3 throughout the whole season. He's bound to get better. He's going to regress to that mean for the better. I just don't think the mean is going to help him out that much. Now, Anthony Edwards, I haven't talked about him yet. He's not off to the greatest shooting start as well. He's shooting 40% from the field, 31% from 3, similar to what his numbers were as a rookie. Not saying that's alarming at all because he will still go out and have these insane games where he could just absolutely take over and be that 1B to Karl-Anthony Towns that the Timberwolves need him to be. But it's just like, all right, maybe this guy isn't going to be as efficient as we would hope. But hey, we're only, 8 games for them going here into the 2022 season, as they are 3-6 at the moment. I'm looking down on my iPad, that's what I'm looking at. So yeah, 9 games for them. And yeah, like this is kind of a little bit of an overreaction. I think they will be just fine and they'll be in the playing tournament conversation. But it doesn't help when D'Lo, who you're paying a massive amount of money towards, and Malik Beasley has not been playing great either. Now, Malik Beasley is bound to get better. And I think the Timberwolves, the rumors are already starting. They've been a thing for the last 3 years. will Karl Anthony Towns ever request a trade from Minnesota? Now, Karl Anthony Towns, I'm sure wants to win in Minnesota. I believe he wants to bring success there. They made it to the playoffs a couple years ago with Jimmy Butler back in 2018. Unfortunately, ended in a round one exit, I believe, to the Houston Rockets. And Cat just wants to win, man. He's been working hard. He's an insanely good player. I think he's a little bit more underrated. He's one of the more dominant offensive centers that we have seen in pretty much NBA history. You know, we can talk about his defense. Yeah, it's not great. He's not really the rim protector they need him to be. But they really haven't built a great roster around him. He's gone through so many head coaches, so many front offices, and I think it's really unfair to Cat, and I think the Timberwolves need to make a decision what's going on with this team. Now, I think if there was ever a possibility, and I think in the offseason, some people were saying that the Timberwolves didn't want to trade D'Lo for Ben Simmons. You're stupid. You should 1,000% do that, because you don't particularly need DAngelo Russell. He is a good playmaker, but you don't really need that when you have Karl Anthony Towns and when you have Anthony Edwards. And then Ben Simmons, who I believe is a better playmaker than DAngelo Russell, can kind of slide in, play that point guard / point forward, power forward type position, and be what the Timberwolves have always needed next to Karl Anthony Towns. A defensive-minded four. I wish they ever had Eric Gordon. Wish they traded for him. I wish they had a Pascal Siakam. I think Ben Simmons would be perfect. And I would just love to see Cat with and now Ben Simmons can't touch the floor, so it's a little bit of a disadvantage there. But I think personally, I just really wish we saw a power forward next to Cat that can just be a 3-and-D guy, and we never really got that. The best power forward they had next to him, Taj Gibson. I mean, there was a chance it could have been Mario Markkinen, but they traded it for Jimmy Butler, which I don't hate the trade. I mean, yes, you lost Zach LaVine, and who knows, Zach LaVine and Cat could have been very good, right? They could have made the playoffs at one point. But the Timberwolves, I don't know. They didn't get much better in the offseason. Adding Patrick Beverley isn't going to change much. Leandro Barmaro hasn't really played either. And there's still an incredibly young team. This is Edwards and McDaniel's second year. Cat's still young. D'Lo's still young. It's just when are we going to say it's just not working out? Now, I think D'Lo might be one of the more untradeable contracts in the league. I don't know who would want to trade for D'Lo. I think getting Ben Simmons for D'Lo is probably thrown out the window. And I couldn't even imagine who you can get for D'Lo. I mean, your best bet might be... I actually don't know. I have no idea. I think your best bet would be to trade... I think he's got a year extra. This sounds kind of crazy, but for John Wall or Kevin Love, which... the Kevin Love... I don't think they should do this. I'm just saying, you're getting somebody... That's all right. Contract ends a year earlier, and you could still salvage enough to bring in a max guy and convince him with Cat and Anthony Edwards, but that's going to be tough because Minnesota's not a big market. Naz Reid's been good this year. Josh Okogie still shows time to time that he can be a very good defender. It's just this Timberwolves team didn't get much better when you look at a lot of this Western Conference and other teams that did get better in the 2021 offseason. And teams that really didn't think were going to get that much better. How did the Suns get more talent added to their team than the Minnesota Timberwolves this past offseason? Now, obviously, there's a draft pick thing there, but it's not like the Suns had their first round pick this past draft either. So I think, also Gerson Rosas got fired, their president GM, so that makes a little bit of sense why they didn't add much in the 2021 offseason. It's just, I don't know where they go from here because they really need D'Lo to snap out of this. I think Malik Beasley is going to be fine. We're only 9 games into the year, so I'm not going to overreact and be all right, this is the end of the world. D'Lo, I think, is going to end up shooting 41, 2% from the field, 36, 7% from 3, which is pretty much what he's been throughout his career. Still be a solid playmaker. And who knows? Maybe the Timberwolves go on a run. Maybe they make a move. I don't know. But you guys got to let me know in the comments what you think should happen with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Do you think that this core can make it to the playoffs? Surprise people? Get Cat and Edwards some more playoff experience? Or do you think this roster's kind of screwed? It's doomed. You got to move Cat, or you got to think about some risky DAngelo Russell trade that might not work out now, but could work out in the offseason or down the line. Or you just play out this year, hope you get lucky in the lottery, and then you add a Paolo Banchero to Karl Anthony Towns on that front court. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Drop a like if you did enjoy. Let me know down below who we should talk about next. I know a lot of you guys want me to maybe talk about the Raptors, so I'll talk about them next and how I'm a big fan of what they're doing over there. So yeah, thank you for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.